My mother attacked my wife for breastfeeding, and I banned her from seeing our baby. My wife is the sweetest person you'll ever meet, but she hates confrontation. She will literally let people walk all over her and then apologize to them afterward. It used to drive me crazy watching her get treated badly, but I've learned there's a reason behind it, and we're working on it together. One thing she's always been terrified of is breastfeeding anywhere outside our house. She'd hide in bathrooms or closets with a blanket because she knew it might cause drama. It took me forever to convince her that unless she's uncomfortable, there's no reason to hide away like that. A baby needs to eat, period. So we're at my mother's house with our newborn. I don't have the greatest relationship with my mom, but my wife thinks family is important, and I like talking to my dad. We're sitting there chatting with him while mom's cooking in the kitchen. The baby gets hungry, so my wife starts feeding her, with a blanket covering everything. My dad has 6 kids of his own. He couldn't care less. He looked away for a second so she could get situated, then went right back to our conversation like nothing happened. No big deal at all. Then my mother walks in. She literally gasps and goes into this massive rant. She's screaming that it's disgusting, that my wife should have gone home if she was going to do that, especially in front of her husband who apparently looks uncomfortable. She's going on about how rude it is when you know people around you don't like it. My dad immediately cuts her off, telling her to keep him out of it and that feeding a baby isn't his problem. But she ignores him completely and keeps ranting, saying my wife needs to respect herself more and to never do that in her house again. I lost it. I told her she needed to get over herself. She had 6 kids and undoubtedly did the exact same thing. This was just her way of taking her anger out on someone, but she wasn't going to do it to my wife. I called her a hypocritical asshole and told her this was the last time she'd ever see my wife or our baby. Suddenly she completely changes her tune. Now she's saying she was just in a bad mood and she's so sorry she took it out on my wife. My wife is welcome to breastfeed whenever she needs to. No problem at all. I told her she should have thought about that before opening her mouth. Meanwhile, my wife had quietly left to the bathroom in the middle of the rant. She was crying hysterically but didn't want to interrupt the baby's feeding. We sat in that bathroom until the baby was done eating and she stopped crying. When we came out to leave, my dad said I was being more reasonable than he would have been in my situation. But my mom started blowing up my phone with messages, and now the whole family is telling me I was being dramatic. They're saying it wasn't that serious and I was completely unreasonable. Some of them even said if my wife was that hurt by it, she needs to grow thicker skin. But here's the thing. My mother didn't even actually have an issue with the breastfeeding. She was just being mean for the sake of being mean. She admitted she was in a bad mood and took it out on my wife. I think I was right to protect my family. My wife was doing nothing wrong, feeding our baby in the most natural way possible, and my mother attacked her for it. The moment she made my wife cry over something so innocent, she lost the privilege of being in our lives.